All right, y'all. So we want to show you a high row. So a lot of terminologies, right? You have a lat pull down, you have a low row, you have a high row. The biggest difference really is what muscles we're trying to target, right? So in a low row or a lat pull down, the main thing we're trying to target is your lats, the big muscles here. You're working a little bit of the other muscles as well, but that's the main target right here. If you're a beginner or if it's very long since you worked out, you don't really ever need to do a high row, at least not initially, because you are going to get the work to your upper back by using a low row because your shoulder blades are still engaged. But the point of a high row, which we're going to show you here, is we want to target these muscles here, your mid traps, all the muscles that bring your shoulder blades together, right? Those are not your lats. Your lats are over here. These are not them. And so the high row is meant to target here. A lot of ways you can do a high row. If you're in a home program, you'll see a hip hinge high row, dumbbell high row. Ideally, just like the low row, we want some kind of chest support. We don't have a T-bar row. A T-bar row is my favorite for this, but this is another variation that we can program pretty comfortably in the gym program because most gyms have, I mean, not this exact setup because we kind of, ghetto rig this thing. But it's a cable machine where you have the foot pads, right? And so you can get a straight bar or some kind of curved bar. I'm gonna get out of the way here. And you can use the foots for bracers. And so what you're gonna see is Viva's gonna row back, thinking about her elbows going back, and she's trying to bring this bar kind of sternum to chest area, squeezing here. Go ahead and go back and letting her shoulder blades kind of stretch out a little bit, good, retract. And then once again, squeezing here. This is what she's thinking about the whole time and letting them come back. One of the things that you can play around with a little bit here is as she goes back, she can get a little bit more love out of it. She can go back further, but once you go past kind of the midpoint, she's just really using her rear delts, right? So now just do it where you're just only doing your shoulder blades. So she's starting with her shoulder blades, she's coming back, and then boom, she's squeezing her shoulder blade. A little bit more love, a little bit more love right there. Good. So that's really it. That's the muscle we're trying to target. Could she go back further? Yeah, she probably has another 3 inches or so. But at that point, it's just really just rear delts. So that being said, it's not a bad thing, but just know that if you're kind of getting stuck at a certain point, you're like, oh, I see I have a couple more inches, but can't do it. It just means your rear delts probably aren't strong enough to complete that last little bit. Not the end of the world. But the main point is targeting those that upper back. So the thing you have to think about is your shoulder blades coming together, squeezing as hard as you can, letting them come apart, nice little stretch, and then squeezing them together again. So the one thing you don't want to do with anything, you don't want to rush, you don't want to kip, control it, stretch, nice big chest, rowing it into your chest, keeping your chest up, and then letting those shoulder blades come together. So this is a high row. Another ways you can do it, like I said, was the dumbbells, T-bar row, cables, machines, lots of ways to do it. The biggest thing is if you see a high row program, know that the muscles I'm trying to target are those muscles in your upper back that, in between your shoulder blades. So if you have any questions about any of these, let me know.